Good afternoon, my SIFT people. I'm Kino with STEMwithKino.com. And give me a moment. I'd like to welcome you to United States Army SIFT Weekly. States Army SIFT. Okay, a little feedback there, but it's all right. Okay, so United States Army SIFT Weekly. Basically, this is the channel where you can get all your SIFT questions answered. As you go through your and give me a moment. I have to set my live up on Facebook. All right. So as you guys that are preparing for the SIFT go through your test booklets, your test prep booklets, and you come upon questions that you don't understand, basically, I help you solve these. Okay, so. All right, let me shout out to my Facebook people. Hey, Facebook, how you doing? I'm Kino with STEMwithKino.com. Today we are solving questions for United States Army SIFT. Okay, so this channel is United States Army SIFT Weekly. And let me just get a little bit more, adjust my camera for my Facebook people so they can see me a little bit. And, okay. So, yeah. Okay, welcome. I'm Kino from STEMwithKino.com, and I help people solve the test questions for United States Army warrant officer, people that are in the warrant officer flight training programs, and the ROTC candidates that are going to be commissioned officers to prepare for Army aviation if that's the pipeline that they're going through. Okay, so people send me questions when they come into contact with questions that they don't understand. They send them to me, and I help them solve them. Now, you should, to get the maximum effect out of this, you guys should be following me on Facebook so you can actually see the questions. They're actually going to be worked out. For my YouTubers, here is the link. And let's see here. Okay, so that's my link. That's the link for my YouTubers if you actually want to see the questions. The problem is with Facebook is that I can't, there's really nowhere for me to like kind of put like visual or graphics or photos in a live chat. I probably have to use like OBS or something like that, which, it's a long and involved process. Well, not really. You just have to set it up. But ideally, what this weekly channel was supposed to be about was for my Facebook followers. And so I just didn't want to leave my YouTubers out. So there's a link for my YouTubers. Okay. So there's a link. I always post a link. If you need questions solved, even if you can't come to Facebook, all right, and that is my email. All right, now I gotta just throw that over to my Facebook. If you anonymously want to send me questions, and okay, so if you want to anonymously, I can't even pronounce my words today. If you want to anonymously send me questions, if you send me questions, I don't care how simple or how hard they are, I will definitely maintain your anonymity, because some people are just like, no, I don't want to, and that's fine, Okay, so, all right, aviation topic today that I want to discuss, and let me open up my helicopter or my rotary wing flight manual. And what I'm going to do, start leading into these things with our helicopter concepts. Okay. Today, looking up something, and I just got finished teaching a lesson, so that's why I'm kind of a little bit discombobulated. Not discombobulated, but Normally I like to have like an hour ahead free so I can kind of think about what I'm going to talk about. Today we're going to talk about translating tendency. Translating tendency. Okay, if you are in a hover, and you know what? It would be remiss of me if I did not post a, let's see here. I'm trying to find, okay, a graphic, a really good graphic that you guys could see, and I'm going to post it on Facebook to describe or to demonstrate what translating tendency is. Translating tendency, or also known as drift, is, there you go, I got you. All right, okay. And I'm sorry, I'm looking around because I have all kind of cameras and block the screen a little bit so I can center up on, me, and, it's all good. Okay, so come on back to Facebook. So if you are following me on Facebook on the post page, I am putting a figure out which comes from the helicopter flying handbook, or rotary wing flying handbook. And it is being posted right now. So you guys have the link on YouTube. If you're already following me on Facebook, then you're basically right there. Okay, so let me refresh, and then we'll talk about it. So yeah, every time I do this, I'm going to bring up an aviation concept, which I think is cool just because we are, desiring to be in rotary wing aviation. So, it's important. I know the math and mechanical, some of the two hardest areas, but the Army aviation information is nothing to laugh at. And you want to do really, really well on that part. Okay, so. Okay. We have our main rotor. We have a lot of forces going on. So, this is our helicopter from the top. And I did order my model helicopters. This is the tail rotor. Okay. So the rotor disc looks like this. We refer to this as the rotor disc because the main rotor, although it might be two rotors here, they spin so fast that it's just like it's a whole disc. I mean, I wouldn't reach my hand in that area because this thing spins so fast, but that I'd probably get my fingers lopped off. So we consider this to be the main rotor disc. All right, now the blade rotation is in this direction, counterclockwise for American helicopters. Okay, so the blade rotation is going this way. All right, and a little crowd participation. What is the method? What do we use inside the cockpit to counteract the main rotation of the blade, or the torque produced by the blade? Because Sir Isaac Newton, the main rotor is rolling like this, all right? So it makes the helicopter torque that way in the opposite direction. Sir Isaac Newton's third law of motion. For every force, there's an equal opposite force. So guys, type in, whoever wants to jump in, I don't care, and I don't care about wrong answers either because I will correct you if you're wrong. So little crowd participation. What is the control mechanism by which we counteract the torque from the main rotor? We're still going to get into translating tendency and your questions. But somebody, I'll give us 2 minutes. And if everybody can hear me, please just type 1 in the chat, either Facebook or just type 1 in the chat if I sound good, if I'm coming in clear. Okay, very good. The anti-torque pedals. Okay, so the main rotor turns this way, action force. Reaction force, the nose wants to go to the right. But what we do is we touch our left anti-torque pedal, that guy, to pivot the nose back. And how do we get it to turn this way? We produce thrust here. So the balancing act between the anti-torque rotor and the main rotor makes the helicopter want to drift in that direction. So this is what we call translating tendency or drift. All right, let's see. The second concept we're going to talk about is, I think we talked about coning, but, sorry. I think we talked about coning before. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to address it anyway, and I might only because I don't remember touching on it before. So the SIFT may ask you, well, what is coning? All right. We're going to talk about what coning is, and we're going to talk about what causes coning. Okay. So let's say we have a helicopter, right? At the mast. When the helicopter is parked, you'll notice that the rotors will actually kind of hang like this. Okay. The reason why is because they're not generating lift. All right. So let's say we get ourselves in a pre-takeoff condition. Now we're just talking about the mast at this point. All right. With the rotor spinning, they wouldn't droop anymore. Okay. Because I don't know if you know, but the maximum speed happens at the outer regions. All right, so we get a lot of lift in the outer portions of the rotor disc. All right. And we get less lift on the inner portion because the inner portions actually rotate slower. All right. So these are our lift vectors. Okay. So when we get that main rotor rotating, then the lift starts to generate a little bit. All right. It's not just gravity. Right here, only gravity is in effect because the rotors aren't spinning. When the rotors start to spin, then gravity starts to generate a little bit because of Bernoulli's principle, and we start to get air molecules because of the rotational relative wind. And so then, when we're in a pre-takeoff condition, when the rotor's spinning, they're actually like, boom, they kind of flex up. They don't droop anymore. Because now it's not just gravity, because here, gravity's just beating up on the rotor. But then when it starts to spin and the rotor's doing what it's designed to do, which is create lift, it's like, hey, gravity, you can't play with me no more. All right, so it's up. So then when we pull up on the collective, the rotors will actually flex upward. Okay, because now the main rotor is supporting the weight of the helicopter or the aircraft. So at this point that the rotor starts to support the weight of the aircraft, there are two forces that you need to be aware of that they specifically talk about in the Army rotary wing flight manual. Okay. The one force is lift, because we're generating lift. We were generating lift here, but not supporting the helicopter or the weight of the helicopter. Now we are supporting the weight of the helicopter, so they kind of flex upward and really take responsibility. Because when the helicopter is on the ground, the landing gears support the weight of the aircraft. When we start to get into a lift condition, or we're getting ourselves into a hover condition, now the main rotor is responsible for supporting the weight of the helicopter. So lift is one thing, and then we have an outer force, which is called centrifugal force. So coning is the upward bending of the main rotor, okay, and it is caused by lift and centrifugal force. Specifically, when you're talking about coning, remember those things because those are the main points that are in the Army Field Manual, okay? They talk about lift being generated and centrifugal force, and it is the upward bending of the main rotor. So we talked about translating tendency earlier. Now we are talking about coning. Now, this is kind of DVRable on YouTube and as well if you're following me on my channel on Facebook. Please like the video and please follow me. Like and subscribe, and then please follow me if you're on Facebook. Please follow me and and like this particular video. Thank you very much. Oh, I got to do my thing and share on your social media networks. All right. Also, yeah, reach out to your recruiters. Tell your recruiters about me, okay? I help people. This is the place where you can go and you can grab, and I'm just going to hold this up. I'm not even going to say the name of it. I do not support this particular book. I buy a lot of books. I don't support this book. And the reason why I don't support this book is because, and I think I talked about this before, and I'm not even going to say the book, I'm just going to hold it up. You can tell. It has a given number of over 300 practice test questions, but it's advertised for having over 500. When you actually go onto like Amazon, it's like over 500. I was like, oh wow, that's a steal. So I just have a bad feeling when you advertise something and you don't. I see 500 on the advertise, and then when I get it in the mail, I'm like, wow, this is kind of light. I have a lot of test prep books. So, I have a lot of test prep books. So it's like, I was like, ooh, this is 500. And so when I open it up, it's 300, as you guys can see. So I don't like that. And, I'm not even going to say the name of the company, but you can see it. So I do not support that book. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't care. At any rate, here goes it. I mean, yeah, I can say I don't support the book. At any rate, let me come in with our first math question, and I am posting it on the post page. I will read it to my Facebook people as I cannot okay. So that is on the post page. The next question is that we're going to address is on the post page. For my YouTubers, I'm going to read it aloud for you. Okay. Now, whenever I go through word problems, I have a phrase I use if anybody follows my channel or if anybody's ever trained with me in test preparation. Line by line and diagram, which means we read every line and we diagram. Okay, so the answers are 6 feet, 7 feet, 9 feet, and 11 feet according to what I'm looking at. All right, the length of a rectangle is 4 feet more than 2 times the width. Okay, so we have a rectangle, the length, and they said it is 2 times more. No, I'm sorry, 4 feet more than 2 times the width. All right, so we have width, and the length is 2 times more plus 2 than 4 times the width. 4 feet more. I'm going to get this right, guys. 4 feet more. 2W plus 4. So when we say 4 feet more, we're adding 4 and then 2 times the width. So this is the actual width, and they're saying the length of a rectangle is 4 feet more plus 4 than 2 times the width. Now, if the perimeter of the rectangle is 50 feet, they want to know the width of the rectangle. So what do we have here? If we're considering the perimeter is 4 sides. So the perimeter is like walking around the whole thing and calculating the distance. So 2W plus 4 and W. All right, so basically W plus 2W plus 4 plus W plus 2W plus 4 is the answer, or what P represents. All right. W plus 2W plus 4 plus 2W plus 4. All right. So let's combine like terms. 2, 4, which is 4W, 5, 6. To 6W plus 8 would be equal to 50. All right, 6W equals 8. 8 goes to the other side and becomes negative. And then we would have 42 and W equals 7. All right, so we'll input our 7. If this is 7, and this is 7, and this is 7, 2W plus 4, which is 18, and 18. So let's put it all together. 18 plus 18 is 36, and 7 and 7 is 14, and that equals 50. So the width of this rectangle is B, 7 feet. And if everybody understood that, please press 1 if you understood that on YouTube and Facebook. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, shout out to Rachel. Rachel, I've never seen your name before. I've never noticed it, but welcome. I really appreciate you coming to the live stream here. And Quenisha, I see you. All right. All righty. See, we got Stacy. We have Tom in the house. And we have Marcus. Okay. And then a couple people are just confirming what I said about that book. A lot of errors in that book. So you tell me you got 500 test questions. I'm like, wow, yeah, I could use this study manual. I purchase it. I get it in the mail and I get 300. It's like, yo, man, like, really? So, yeah, I didn't say the name. I just showed the book that I was having issues with. So I'm talking about my issues, y'all. I got issues. All right, let me stop. Let me get back on track. So yeah, I welcome everybody for just coming in and visiting the chat. And for my new people, listen. This is the place. This is the channel. Every week I'm here. Ask anybody in the room. I'm here every week. You're going through your problems and stuff like that. And then who said they had issues with math? Yeah. So, yeah, Marcus, if you're having problems with math, bring the math problems here. You know, you can send them to my email. You can post them on the page, however you want to do it. So you don't have to have, math issues. And honestly, the only way that you're going to get good at math, Vivian, what's up, Vivian? Vivian is an old friend of mine, guys. Cool. Oh my God. I hope you're safe, Vivian. But thanks for checking in. Yeah, so the only way you're going to get good at math is by doing math. There is no magic pill you're going to take unless it's the STEMwithKeno.com pill, okay? Because then you're going to get Keno Vision. When you get Keno Vision, you're going to be a math killer. You know, you're going to be like, where's the test? I've been watching too much Netflix. What is that? 100, the little evil dudes or the dictators talk, where's the test? They talk like that. All right. So this is not about comedy. Let me, all right. We did that one yesterday. That had the little curveball. I didn't see it. Okay. So, boom. Another type. and I don't really need to post for this, but another type of math issues that I've kind of noticed that people are having a hard time grasping their heads around is literal equations, and we're going to jump into that. All right. So I'm actually going to post a bunch of these questions on my Facebook, my post page. All right, and you will see it there, and it's going to ask you to. All right, where are we at? Kino. All right, post. And as you guys get other questions, just email them, drop them. I'm on 2 channels, so it's kind of like it's a little bit hard for me to actually keep track of everything, but I will do my best for you people. Okay, so literal equations. Okay, so sometimes on the test, what they will do is they will just kind of throw an equation on the board. It doesn't have any numbers to it, but you're going to have to learn how to isolate. All right, so here we go. We have g equals 6x. And then they'll ask you, and they might say 4x, or it might say solve for x. But I've seen them just say g equals 6x and then 4x. That means basically solve for x. So g is equal to 6 times x is basically what it's saying. And all we need to do is divide both sides by 6. On this side, they cancel out. So your x is equal to g over 6. And that is the final answer. Okay. If everybody got that, please type in a 1. If you didn't understand it, type in 2. And I will explain, and I'll write it back out if I need to. All right. But if you're following on the actual post page of stemwithkino.com, then you can actually see. Okay, there's another name, Jaquante. I hope I pronounced your name right, because I have an unusual name, Kino, and I try to make sure I pronounce people's names right. All right. Let's see. All right. Awesome. Okay, looks like everybody's understanding that one. We'll move on to number 2 on the Facebook page. Okay, so the next one, they say u equals 2x minus 2, and they have 4x, which means solve for x. So basically, we want to, when they're saying solve for x, I go right in after that damn x, right? And what do we have here? We have negative 2. Now, for traditional math, they tell you, oh, well, you have to add 2 on both sides. I don't think of it like that. What I say is that the negative 2 jumps the equal sign and changes sides, so it changes signs. So now we have u plus 2 equaling 2x. So that's how I look at it. We're isolating x, we need x by itself. 2 jumps the equal sign, changes signs. So negative 2 jumped the equal sign and became positive 2. Then after this, what we do is we basically divide both sides by 2. So u2 over 2, when we divide by 2 here, these 2 cancel out. So x is equal to u plus 2 over 2. And that's the final answer. Please type in 1 if you understood it. If you didn't understand it, type 2. Because there's something really, really important that a lot of people don't understand mathematically, and I want to address. Okay, looks like everybody is getting it. Very good. Now, a lot of people, when it comes to these equations, a lot of people, they kind of like, there's a concept that they can't wrap their head around. All right. I want to talk to you about the relationship between a fraction and a whole number, a fraction and a whole number, okay? So let's say I said 8 over 4 is equal to 2. Let's get a new color. All right, look at that for a moment. 8 over 4 equals 2. All right. Basically, whenever we have a fraction, it is a division problem. So 8 divided by 4 is, in fact, equal to 2. But when we position it like that, it is 4 times 2 equals 8. There's a circular relationship. 4 times 2 equals 8. Denominator times whole number is equal to the numerator. And if I lost you, just type 2 if I lost you. Don't type anything if you got it. Okay, so long as I don't see any 2s, I think I'll be okay, and I'll keep checking. So 4 times 2 equals 8. I give you this because I was doing a lesson today, and I was teaching this circular relationship. And I was like, well, you know what? What is distance and time equal to? Well, distance equals rate times time, and that's what the gentleman said to me, equals rate times time. So I said, okay, well, if that's true, if we're trying to find rate, rate is distance divided by time. And if we're trying to define time, time is distance divided by rate. So then this circular relationship came up. All right, let me put in a new. Rate times time equals distance. Rate times time, or time times rate, equals distance. Denominator times whole number equals numerator. Rate times time equals distance. So that circular relationship applies. Now, virtual. I think this is the second time in a row you did this virtualized. Oh, God. It's like I came in late. Can we start over? You did this yesterday. I think you jerking me around, but it's okay. It's all right. Welcome to the channel. Okay, compose yourself. All right, so the reason why I brought this up, because let's look at number 7. Okay, now we talked about this relationship. Let's talk about number 7. All right, so number 7, they give us U equals K over A. And they ask us to solve for A, comma, for A. All right, so if we're solving for A, then we're going to lead with A equals. But remember, the circular relationship, the denominator times whole number equals numerator. So if A times U equals K, then U times A equals K. So A equals K over U. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And I led through that other thing with the circular relationship so you can see it, because a lot of times when they give you literal equations, you can't wrap your head around it. You're like, wow, if I just showed you this earlier, you'd probably be like, what the? And so a lot of times what we have to do is we have to kind of just imagine numbers. And I'll get to that, in a later live stream, but yeah. All right. Wow. All right. All right. And Viv, if your cousin needs math help, holla at me. Would the twos cancel each other on the side as well? No, they would not, Marcus. They would not. It kind of just stays as is. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Virtualizing reality. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm late. I mean, I'm looking at verbatim what you said yesterday. That's why. And I don't take that the wrong way when I say, oh man, you jerking me around. It's all good. Welcome. All right. Let's see. Jaquante, welcome. I might have welcomed again, but I'm doing it again. Rachel, welcome. And actually, Juanisha, I'm going to see you like in a little bit, I think, for a lesson. All right, let's dig into the bag of questions. Now, I've sent you guys. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. I like this. This is another type of question that throws people off. They don't understand what they're looking at when they see this question. I'm posting this on the Facebook post right now, and we're going to talk about it. This was an awesome question because I get this all the time, and normally it's with clients that they did really, really great on the test, but they said, "Man, it was just one question. This one question. I just couldn't figure it out, so I just hit it, and I kept going. I didn't take too long." That's another thing about testing, guys. If you take 5 minutes to solve a problem, you are taking too long. You can't do it. You can't do it. You will not score high enough. So a lot of you guys that have taken a SIFT before, because a lot of people, they see my videos and they're like, "Dude, I want to train with you. I didn't get a great score in the test." A lot of it because what I teach are really rapid ways of solving math problems. Okay, boom. My goal is 60 seconds. If I look at a question, I want it burnt in 60 seconds. Okay, this is how somebody. Okay, I'm sorry, I got a text. Um, 60 seconds. If you just think about it. You're probably expected to answer 25 to 30 questions. Okay, and you spend 5 minutes per question. So if they gave me 30 minutes to solve 25 to 30 questions, and I took 5 minutes on a question. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30, no, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This means that I would only get 6 questions done. When they have 25 to 30 available and you only get 6 done, how many points do you think you're going to get? No, you ain't going to get many points. So this is what I teach a lot of my guys. And shout out to Lars. I had a guy come to me recently, and he got a 17-point jump in his score. It's cool. I debriefed with him on YouTube. And actually, I will drop this in the comments. He was a SIFT guy. He took the SIFT test. He took it the first time. He did not do very well, but he hadn't trained with me yet. So after he took the test, and he's like, "Wow, I need help," because a lot of people, they don't realize I need help. And it's okay to need help. It's not like a bad thing if you need help. Let me just, because I'm going to start. Somebody said, "You really need to show people this," because a lot of people don't see this. So let me, I'm looking for the link I'm going to drop. It was a debrief. The key to what I do is when a person takes a test, they basically, after taking the test, we sit down and it's like, "Okay, what'd you see?" They don't tell me the exact questions, just types of, "Oh, I saw square roots, I saw exponents, I saw logarithms, I saw, whatever." And I'm just randomly spitting some stuff out there. Damn it. I really should have had this ready, but I will put it on the next one. Because it's going to take too long for me to hunt this down and maintain a and I want the propulsion systems. Yeah, this is taking too long. And Lars, actually, it's on. Okay, boom, I found it. Okay.
The one thing that I really like about the one-on-one.
Okay, so guys, you can watch this video either when you're done here. But yeah, this guy got a 17-point jump in his score on the SIFT after he took it the first time. Then after he trained with me, he really got a great score. And I haven't talked to him in a while because he's going through his process, and then I think this CV stuff, slowed down a lot of things. But he did go to maps. He did do his physical and stuff like that. And so last time I talked to him, he was on his way to ship out. All right. So, yeah, most people are not ready for this test. So, okay, back to the question. All that yapping, Kino. Quanisha, you're supposed to be like, hurry up. Okay, the question is posted. The angles of a triangle have a ratio of 4, 3, 2. What is the approximate measure of the smallest angle in the triangle? So the ratio is 4 to 3 to 2. This represents the ratios of the angles in some particular triangle. 4, 3, 2. Whatever. All right. So basically, they want to know the approximate. What is the smallest angle? All right. So I would say 4x plus 3x plus 2x. Just assign them x equals. How many degrees are in a triangle, guys? Anybody? All right. Oh, 180 degrees. All right. So 4x plus 3x plus 2x equals 180 degrees. 4, 3, 2 is 9. 9x equals 180. And x is equal to 20 degrees because 180 divided by 9 is 20. Or 9 times x or 9 times 20 is equal to 180. So now we know what the x value is. Okay, so what do we say? 4x? 20. So this 4x is actually 80 degrees. This x is actually 60 degrees. And this is 40 degrees. So each one of these, the 4x, 3x, and the 2x, which was the ratio of angles, is actually equaling to 180 degrees. And after we break it down, 4 times 20 is 80, 3 times 20 is 60, 2 times 20 is 40. 80 plus 60, 140 plus another 40 is equal to 180 degrees. So the angles have to equal 180 degrees in order for this to work out. So the smallest angle will be the 40-degree angle or the 2 angle. Okay, there we go. Y'all quick on the draw. 180. We know. Like, you know. I don't know what movie I saw that. You know. Alrighty. All right. That was a really, really good question, Juanisha. All right. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't care where you are mathematically. The practice is going to make perfect. There's no magic pill you can take. The only way you're going to get good at math is by doing math. I have a lot of friends and family that say, "Man, I saw your video, man. That Kino's a genius. He's a genius. You see that video?" Like, no, I'm not a genius. I just do a lot of math. I do a lot of math, and so I should be good at it, and I teach a lot of it too. So I should be good at teaching it. I'm supposed to be. Um, but while you're not training to teach, you're just trying to, prepare for a test. Even still, guys, I saw this already, I think. All right. Okay. All right. I think, yeah. And again, guys, you would have to go to a previous YouTube video, Aviation or U.S. Army SIFT Weekly, in order to, because some of these questions that you guys send, I've already done videos on them and stuff, and I'm really trying to present new information to you guys every week. All right. So yeah, I'm looking. Okay. Let's talk about altitudes. All right. Let's talk about altitudes because this is fair game on the test. Okay. Can somebody please tell me where they're from? A city, please. Just anybody, Facebook or YouTube. Tell me where you're from. Skyvector.com. There's a reason. I'm not like going to come to your house or follow you. I just need a city. Where are you from? Okay. I see North Carolina, and that's what I'm going to go with. North Carolina. Okay. So, let me find North Kakalaki. All right. Okay. I'm not gonna find your city, but Raleigh Durham Raleigh Durham is in North Carolina. I'm looking at the airport information there. It is 435 feet above sea level. Okay, so you have to understand elevation. All right, let me come back to my main page. Okay, so we have the sea level. Okay, and then we have the shore, and then we come into North Carolina at Raleigh Durham. That airport is actually 435 feet above sea level, or what we call mean sea level, or MSL. All right. So, 435. Now, if our helicopter was parked at this airport, all right, we would be 435 feet above sea level. Okay. So the first altitude is true altitude. I'll abbreviate altitude. This is your altitude above sea level. All right. Now, absolute altitude. Absolute. They're going to make fun of me. Oh, because I have a lot of trolls. They make any mistake I make spelling or something. They're like, oh, look, you made a mistake. Crucify him. Okay. So now, although our true altitude is 435 feet, mean sea level, our absolute altitude or altitude above the ground is 0 feet. Okay. So we have true altitude, absolute altitude. All right. And I should have started off with indicated. Indicated altitude is altitude, I'll just put I. When I look at the instrument, that is the indicated altitude. It's the altitude actually read off the instrument. And guys, please type in ones if you understand I want to make sure I'm not losing anybody. We have true altitude, your altitude above sea level, or we call it mean sea level. All right. Now, you notice I put 435 MSL. Okay. Absolute altitude is called AGL, or above ground level. AGL. So at this time, the helicopter is 0 feet AGL when it's parked. Now, if this helicopter went into a climb and it climbed up to about 1,000 feet, okay, our helicopter left the ground, and now our helicopter is like at, I don't know, it's a news crew. And there was a major accident, like a truck crash or something like that. All right, so let's say the helicopter left Raleigh Durham Airport, 435, and it went up 1,000 feet in the air. Okay, now at this point, this is 1,000 feet AGL, above ground level, because the field elevation is 435. But in accordance to sea level, it is 1,000 plus 435. So his uh, his true altitude would be 1,435, but he will be 1,000 feet. AGL. MSL. All right, type in 1 if you guys are understanding so far. So, AGL, or absolute altitude, altitude above ground level. True is mean sea level, MSL. So even though our helicopter, and our altimeter will be reading 1435, because I always like my altimeter in sea level, because that's what the air traffic controllers and what the other pilots are going to be flying by. All right, so we are 1,000 feet AGL, but 1435 MSL is what you would actually see on your altimeter. So 1435 would also be your mean sea level, and it would be your indicated as well, because that's what you're going to read on the altimeter. All right. And let me just double check. I'm seeing a lot of ones. Very good, very good, very good. So, true altitude, absolute altitude, indicated altitude. Now, I'm not going to go into pressure altitude. I'll just talk about it. Pressure altitude is altitude corrected for non-standard temperature. Okay. This is kind of how our flight instruments are they're calibrated against this. And I would know this like at sea level, down here at sea level. Okay. It is supposed to be 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit, 29.92 Hg. I will explain that later on in the video. Because this is kind of like week after week, this is going to be like a little ground school for you guys. And 1013.2 millibars. And so this is what we would call a standard atmosphere. If we're at sea level, we would look at our thermometer, should be 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll explain what 2992 in mercury means. That's atmospheric pressure. 1013.2 millibars, so also atmospheric pressure. Let's see. I don't know, time, 6 minutes here. There's really not much we're going to get done in 6 minutes. If somebody learned something today new, just type in 1 for me, please. So I can it's a metric for me. All right. All right. And that's good. I'm glad you guys are leaving. So not only with the U.S. Army SIFT weekly, are you going to get, your questions answered, but it'll also be like a little mini ground school. Because I always say the test is unfair. Recruiters are going to get mad at me. Kino, why'd you say that? I think the test is unfair because they want you to know pilot stuff. and most people that take this test are not pilots or they don't have flight experience. So this is a very valuable channel. I know what I'm bringing to the table. No. It is actually, this is awesome because, you guys have a channel to come to so you can learn about aviation topics. And then I get to keep my instructor rating current. So it's a win-win for me. If the Federal Aviation Administration, hey, when's the last time you've been teaching? Oh, today. All right, I'm teaching aviation concepts. So, in accordance with the Federal Aviation Administration, this is ground instruction. All right, in addition to like all the air work and stuff I do, but that's neither here nor there. So, guys, go through your test prep books. Not this guy. I know. I'm gonna get a phone call like, yo, man, you gonna stop crapping on our book. But anyways, okay, to get the most out of this, and let me get serious, put my serious face on. All right, to get the most out of this, go through your test prep book. Um, you can go to Barnes and Noble. Barron's puts out a good one. Trivium. I didn't like Trivium. I don't like Trivium for the ASE, but I really liked them for the SIFT. All right. They do really good with the SIFT. So just the aviation selection test battery OAR, I'm not really a big fan of the Trivium because I like books that are kind of representative of the test. Most of them are not. I get people that like, oh, I took the test twice. I bought 5 or 6 books. Not this guy, but I'm just saying other books. I bought 5 or 6 of these test prep books. I took the test twice, and I'm talking about aviation selection test battery. And the RSF to be once because you only have 2 times. Do it right the first time. Prepare properly the first time. Okay? You guys all, if you're not soldiers, you're going to be soldiers. Hey, look, you take some guys and you give them some claymores, an M16, an M60, a light anti-tank weapon with no training, and say, hey, go out there and go fight. They're probably going to hurt themselves. Why? Because they haven't had the proper training. Do the training properly. Even if it's not me, find a qualified tutor for this. Because like in the last couple of weeks, I've been hearing about people that are preparing people. They say, hey, yeah, we prepare people for the SIFT, and they're not pilots. How you going to do that? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I've been around airplanes since I was about 15 years old. Okay. So I've seen the military side as well as the civilian side of things. Okay. For years. Okay. I'm a licensed airline transport pilot. Okay. I have a multi-engine instructor rating. Okay. I have the highest ground instructor, flight instructor, and pilot certification that you can get. Okay. So I can teach this stuff. I'm certified to teach it. But for guys to say, okay, I met this guy. He said he prepared me. He prepares people for the SIFT. And they're not pilots. Like, come on, man. Like, okay, you can help me with the math and mechanical, maybe. But I would not go to a pilot to learn how to do open heart surgery. Okay. So just, if it's not me, find somebody that's qualified because you only get 2 shots at this test, 2 times. And I know you guys may have recruiters pulling at you saying, yeah, just take this to see how you do. Don't do that. Don't do that. Prepare properly. Get this done and over with so you can get a nice competitive score. Because if you do really well on this test, it's going to change your life. It is. It's going to change your life. You guys that are in, the service now, you guys know the life of like warrant officers. They're living pretty good. And, there is a lot of there's more money and responsibility to it. Yeah. But, they will teach you leadership principles and stuff like that. I'm sorry. I had my window open. I had a fly come in. Okay. He's out. So just do this the right way. Don't play with it. Prepare and plan properly. And now this is the best time. A lot of people you're in the shelter in place status. Look, order the book. Bring questions to the live stream, and come to me if you need tutoring. Okay. So we are at 3:00, and I think I'm about to. I have a student I have to get to, but guys, I appreciate you checking in, and let me just give everybody a shout out that checked in that I didn't know. Well, Quenisha, you're new. Rachel, thank you for checking in. Jaquante, thank you for checking in. Rachel, I said you virtualizing reality. Thank you for checking in. Cool. Viv, it was good to see you. Tom, I see you. Stacy, I see you as well. Marcus, Vivian pops up again. So guys, thank you for coming in, checking out the channel. Again, to get the maximum out of this live stream, get your test prep book. Copy, take a picture with your phone. You can send it to my email and everything. But send it on a Saturday morning so I can start lining stuff up. Because a lot of times you guys send questions and I'm like, I can't really get to them because I'm juggling channels and stuff like that. So the more information you guys push to me, the better I can help you. I'm Kino with STEMwithKino.com. I'll see you guys later. YouTubers, see y'all later. Peace.